title. Jensen and Dottin, all of these world beaters, they will make history today simply being part of this inaugural final, but that won't be on their mind. On their mind will simply be getting their hands on the first ever Massy Women's CPL title. Hello everyone and welcome inside our Massy WCPL, combox. We've had to welcome you up here because I'm afraid to say there is a little rain around. Although it looks just to be spitting, Stacey Ann King. We've got a fantastic final lined up for today.
Yes, we do, Alex. This is the inaugural Massy Women's CPL final. I mean, these teams have done so well over the last couple of days in terms of the 60 now into this T20. So again, a good time for them, but again, nervous times as well, because again, this is finals. This is where it matters. This is for the medals.
Yeah, it's very nervy time. It doesn't help with weather around. You can see that the rain hopefully has blown away. It's gone over us towards Nevis. Sorry, Nevis, but we need a little clear skies here as we attempt to start this women's final this afternoon. We've seen a lot of wonderful cricket, Stacey Ann King, as you mentioned, and particularly fielding. I think that's been standing out in the women's game.
Yeah, you've had some really good fielding from Cherry Ann Fraser, Alia Allen, good athleticism, Stephanie Taylor, that catch to take the wicket of Hayley Matthews in the previous game. I mean, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, no, it's been fantastic. And as you mentioned, you talked about the Sky X60. That was also the first of its kind, and we had this same matchup. We had some wonderful cricket, so let's cast our minds back and remember how that went.
Would you say that's what brought you to the finals? Yeah, and that's what it's all about.
The first final of the Sky X60. We're ready to roll here.
It's a ball from the Royals. Field takes a TK of 1 across.
It's the big final. Trinbago Knight Riders women take on the Barbados Royals women.
He's been very consistent on that good length area.
Oh, she got hold of that one. Nobody move. Massive Sky X6. Well, that's it. The Barbados Royals are wrapped up for 65 here in this final.
I'm really happy to come out in a final and perform for my team. All I think about is having
That is a big difference. That is called a Sky X maximum of nose. Oh, big is it? Into the breeze though. Could this be the third? Yes, it is!
And of course, I want to take this time to say big thing. I just want to know so that we can.
Chuck it on! It's a huge moment in this final!
18, loose 15.
And it goes high. This might be the moment. It might be the moment. Yes, it is! And it's history in the making. Barbados Royals taking the first Sky X60 Women's Edition. And what a match we've seen.
Everyone played their role perfectly and did exactly what we asked of them. And yeah, I couldn't really ask for more from any of the players, giving 100% each time. Playing even, the support for
one one historic moment to another. Let's join Ian Bishop now at the toss.
Yes, happy to be out here for the final of this inaugural Massy Women's CPL, its first edition, and I'm happy to be in esteemed company as well. Deandra Dutton, the captain of TKR, Haley Matthews, the captain of the Barbados Royals. Michael Ragunath is the match referee. Deandra's got the coin.
Heads was the call.
Heads was the call from Haley.
Heads it is, Haley.
So the Barbados Royals have won the toss. Haley, what are you going to do and why?
Yeah, so we're going to have a bowl today. Just think with the rain around, gives us a better chance at seeing exactly what we have to go at these second innings if the game is rain affected.
You know, a lot of people talk about scoreboard pressure in a big final. You feel that comes second to the climactic conditions, obviously.
Well, I think in the first two games, we would have lost chasing in the first one and been able to completely chase in the second without any of our main batters from in the top four batting through. So hopefully today we can have one of our top four batters back through the game and be able to chase no whatever total they're able to set.
I'll come back to you on that batting issue there. How do you feel, Deandra, looking to set up a total in this big final?
To be honest, I feel good. I was going to bat anyways if I didn't win the toss. I think, as you say, scoreboard pressure. And the rain is around, so we get quick wickets and put them on the back foot. I think we have them a lot under pressure.
I know that we're getting new viewers all the time, and this has been a popular question, but what does this final of this inaugural tournament mean to you both?
Yeah, it's definitely big. Obviously, tournaments like these are what's going to help cricket grow in the Caribbean and in the West Indies for women. Just like the 60, it's going to be amazing if we could be a part of history. Just hoping that we can go out there and put on a good performance and do exactly that.
Dee?
Yeah, to be honest, it means a lot to me and the TKR team. You know, I think it's a good opportunity for us to be in the finals and getting across the border will be very good as well. But I think it's also good for women's cricket in the Caribbean.
Any changes to your team from the last match?
Yeah, Kenisha Isaac comes in for Sugram.
What is the reason for that change? Is it tactical or otherwise?
It's a bit tactical, yeah.
All right. Haley, any changes to your team?
Yeah, we have one change. Snigna Paul, she comes in for Fatima Sana due to the injury she picked up in the last over yesterday.
All right, we wish her well. Now it's 2 apiece given the 60 and the women's CPL. How do you break the ice in this deadlock of 2 apiece here today? What's the defining thing?
To be honest, I think once we don't panic and at least between 1 to 4 of our batters back through the innings and put a good total on the board, I think that would be key.
All right, all the best to you both in this inaugural and historic final. Thank you very much for your time. Just a reminder of what has happened out here in the middle. The Royals have won the toss. They'll be fielding first.
Thank you so much, Ian Bishop and the captain, Stacey Ann King's beside me. Of course. Let's have a look at these teams, shall we?
Well, Kanisha Isaac comes in for Steffi Sugrim, so swapping spin for pace this time around. Barbados Royals also has one change. Snigna Paul, 16-year-old, comes in for
Fatima Sana, yeah, we saw her pick up a sprained ankle, didn't we? So that's a pity for them. All right, guys, we take a break here, and we'll be back with live action of the first ever Massy Women's CPL.
It's how we play. So get up and unite for
Welcome back to beautiful St. Kitts and Nevis, where we're about to start this historic final. It's the Massy Women's CPL final. Trinbago Knight Riders up against Barbados Royals. Of course, this is what both these teams are playing for, the prestige of lifting the trophy in this, the inaugural Massy Women's CPL. It will be a great moment for both teams and for the winner. Another look at the teams. First, the Trinbago Knight Riders, Stacey Ann King, Deandra Dutton will want to add this feather in her cap with a win.
Yeah, she would. And this one change, as mentioned, Kanisha Isaac comes in, a medium pace bowler. She comes in for Steffi Sugrim. But again, they look for a good start from Leanne Kirby when they bat bowling wise. Remember, Kodali picked up 3 wickets, the first hat-trick in the 60s. So she'll be aiming to just continue where things were left off with her bowling. And from a Barbados Royals perspective, they've won the toss and sent TKR into bat. So again, they'll expect Chanel Henry especially to stand out. Kiana Joseph, who had those heroics, but Darren Ganga, Shakira Salmon, she has been exceptional in this tournament, and she may just stand out again. Look out for her.
Well, it's the very best of the best here in the Caribbean in terms of the women's game. 2 decorated captains early at the toss. Matthews electing to bowl first, and not surprisingly, because of the inclement weather around, having a target in front of you is an obvious advantage. Must also say the ground staff here, they've been diligent, they've been industrious, they've preserved the quality of this Warner Park facility. And we're all set for this important final. Maybe a chill moment for Hayley Matthews before she takes the field.
Yeah, just making sure that she's in the right mindset as well. She knows the importance of this. They've already won the 60 title. So as captain, she'll be just thinking, that will be to the back of her mind, that there's a possibility of another title to add. But it all begins here.
Of course, a few players not featuring in the starting 11s. Fatima Sana got injured in that last match. Shanika Bruce, Jafina Joseph not playing for the Royals and for the TKRs. Kaisia Knight, Shanisha Hector and Steffi Sugrim. Umpires making their way onto the field. Carl Tuckett ahead of Jacqueline Williams. 2 on-field umpires. TV umpire Maria Abbott and the 4th umpire Danish Ramdani. Circle of love before the start of play. Final words from the captain, Hayley Matthews. Stacey Ann King, quantify this opportunity as a player.
Yeah, it's big. It's what they've been playing for, what they've been waiting for, as not just females, but as women in the Caribbean, being ambassadors of this Massy Women's CPL, being able to feature in the final again. Unfortunately, Ghana Amazon Warriors missed out yesterday. So an opportunity for this Barbados Royals team and this TKR team to make history.
It'd be remiss of me if I didn't mention Stephanie Taylor and her team also competing well in this, the Massy Women's CPL. Unfortunately, not featuring in the final. I'm sure they're looking on. Hi, hello to you all. Again, the start with the bat will be important for the Trinbago Knight Riders. Coach Robert Samuels would reflect on that opportunity when these two teams faced off against each other at the start of this Massy Women's CPL. 1 run was the difference. Knight Riders taking the plaudits on that occasion.
Yeah, this is a change already for Knight Riders. Normally we saw Natasha McLean and Leanne Kirby opening. Deandra Dutton came in at 3, sometimes 4. So an interesting move by TKR.
Janelle Henry, just 1 wicket this season. Of course, this is the moment for her to be at her best. 1 for 16 in that last game. That was against the Guyana Amazon Warriors.
Leanne Kirby on striker end. Deandra Dutton will face up. Played 3 matches, 41 runs. Strike rate of 124.
Stage is set, and we're counting down to the start of this very historic moment here in the Caribbean.
Play.
First ball starts with a dot. Now, Stacey and King, we had the chance to look at the previous game on the day. Saw this pitch being a little more challenging for batting than what we've seen over the course of Hero CPL here at Warner Park. Quite a few spots were reinforced because of the overnight rain, so a little bit of variation in bounce and pace from the surface. This run.
Yeah, which is why Hayley Matthews is possibly in slip, because we saw that game before, that extra bounce once you land in good areas.
Another significant quality we've seen from this pitch is that assistance to spinners. There's a fair deal of turn on offer for the spinners, so that's something that teams will take into consideration. We had a few implosions as well from the surface. Very dry, no live grass on it, and of course wear and tear from hosting matches over the course of the leg of the tournament here. So whilst we've seen bat dominate ball, I think today more of an even contest, you can say, with bat and ball. Off the mark, Leanne Kirby.
Yeah, she'll have to be ready. Deandra Dutton likes to run, and it will also take pressure off the Trinbago Knight Riders. Rotation of the strike.
Cut away in the gap. There is that sweeper offside. Shakira Selman, who will just ensure that it stays to 1. First over done, 3 without loss.
A good start from Chanel Henry. She's bowled in good areas. Deandra Dutton, on the other hand, is a class act. She can find singles, she'll find gaps.
Leanne Kirby from Arima in Trinidad and Tobago had a good outing the first time around against Barbados Royals. She struck 30 from 30. She was the player of the match on that occasion. It's a powerful strike off the ball when she gets going.
Maybe something that you didn't know, Darren. We both work at the same place. We both work for a security company, MTS.
Well, you should give us more insights on Leanne Kirby.
And she has a daughter, Ciara. A really nice interview where she spoke about her mom and how growing up as a player, she used to be in her mom's gear bag as a toddler, putting on her pads and trying to move around in it.
Worked away nicely.
In that interview, she mentioned how important that relationship with her mom means to her. Yeah, that picture in memory of her. She would have passed away last month. But her biggest supporter, Leanne Kirby, that was her mom.
Kiana Joseph, she's grown in stature throughout the course of this tournament. Struck the winning runs in the last game when she scored 30 from 19. Also bowled 2 overs, none for 15. So once again, they'll be expecting her to be very economical.
A good stop from Brittany Cooper, and yes, Darren, she had figures of 0 for 10 and then 0 for 15. She started off here with 5 ducks, just 1 off the over. Knight Riders 4 without loss after 2. Yeah, Brittany Cooper doing the fielding.
Chanel Henry to continue into her second over. Long off in place, and there is that deep cover. Still a slip from Hayley Matthews. Probably anticipating a little bit of lateral movement and in different bounds.
Yeah, as mentioning that previous game, David Visa, Alzari Joseph, they got purchased because they bowled in really good areas, and that bounce, that extra bounce, saw them rewarded with wickets. So Hayley Matthews might have just seen that. That's the reason for her field placing.
Another shot straight to that field, that backward point. Now, if you look at that offside field, there's a big gap from cover to backward point. That's within the 30-yard circle. There is a sweeper out in the deep, so maybe just inviting Deandra Dutting to play with a little more aggression, more hard hands, enticing her to go for that gap, which might create a chance in the slip cordon. Inward movement, just cramping Dutting. 11 dots so far in the innings, and we only into the third over.
And I think that'll be the challenge for Deandra Dutton. She's really aggressive. She can make up, but the longer she spends time in the middle will be the better for her team.
Doesn't find that gap, offside. So increasing the frustration. Hayley Matthews with a bit of strategy. Both captains at the toss spoke about one of the top 4 batting through the innings. Shot, and she makes good use of it. Deandra Dutton, she is such a strong player square of the wicket.
Yeah, Henry again trying to bowl on Dutton's body or finish on Dutton's body, but doesn't have the feel for that.
So despite the heavy rains we've witnessed, the outfield still fast enough to allow that stroke to produce 4 for Deandra Dutton. Slip coming out. And although it was aerial, it was away from Afi Fletcher in that short third position. Boundary to end the over. 12 without loss after 3.
Yeah, given a bit of width on that offside. Just to Afi Fletcher's right. It's been a real quiet start from Leanne Kirby, just 1 off 7.
That's very short. Pumped through the onside, just beating the fielder in that short mid-on position.
Yeah, what I like about this is the awareness of Shakira Selman, who had to run around to her left through to the wicketkeeper's end. Leanne Kirby turned late.
Angling in, creating that indecision. So whether to play or make the accommodation for turn. No turn on that occasion. Loud, confident appeal, and that dreaded finger goes up. So first wicket for the Royals, success for Kiana Joseph.
Yeah, and the celebration dance comes out. The ice sachet dance. Yeah, just the start that they needed. Barbados Royals. A good take, a good catch from Orini's boys, wicketkeeper. Yeah. There you go.
Shell Lubricants classic catch, getting rid of Leanne Kirby. Gone for 3, 14 for 1. Elise, the new batter. Scores of 17 in that first match and 9 in that game against the Warriors. Another fine player through the offside, and a successful over comes to an end. A wicket and just 2 runs from it. 14 for 1.
Now one wicket less in her 2 previous games. Kiana Joseph, and she strikes. Good line delivery. Just restricting Leanne Kirby's arms.
British boys took a very good catch. The deflection was a significant one. Did very well to hold on to that opportunity. Still a lot of work for Trinbago Knight Riders with the bat. This is the exciting matchup, captain to captain. Hayley Matthews to Deandra Dutton. Apart from trying to achieve team goals, I'm sure there's a little bit of personal pride in this face-off. There's that turn, significant and appreciable turn from the surface.
Yeah, and in the first match of the women's Massy CPL, Hayley Matthews did get the Andrew wicket. So again, just that matchup as you mentioned.
And again. Surely those 2 deliveries will trigger thoughts in Dutton's mind. Implosion as well off the surface.
What that movement has done is forced a change in field, so trying to get her best fielders in positions. And Shakira Salmon has been outstanding. She's moved from the offside into the leg. Single in that vacant mid-wicket area.
I'm sure Hayley Matthews will be thinking of Afi Fletcher, Mandy Mangru, all spinners and spin options for her. Aerial, but in the gap, just to the right of Afi Fletcher. Once again, the ball going in the air in that region, but not to hand.
Might want to put a more agile fielder there.
It's so crucial as a spin bowler on this surface that you find the right length that doesn't allow the batter to stand back and play you comfortably through the onside or offside. Because of the slowness, there's a little more time for that batter to make the adjustment. That's why your length has to be a little bit fuller. Still too short, too easy for Deandra Dutton to work onside. 5 overs gone, 19 for 1.
For 1. Final over of the power play for what it's worth. Kiana Joseph. A lot of time for her, Alex Jordan. From the 60 through to the previous game where she won it with the bat, a control of bowling up against a really world-class batter here now will be a test.
Yes, indeed it will. Ian Bishop, good afternoon, everyone. Kiana Joseph has risen to the occasion so far for the Royals. Today is the day it all counts. Beautiful shot, straight down the ground. That will run away. 4 for Deandra Doughton.
Deandra Doughton knows that she's got all these shots as long as she doesn't look to overhit and lose her shape and bat deep into the innings. Once again, this will be her effort to bat deep.
Hesitated on the single, Doughton, but home. Yes, Ian Bishop, we heard Hayley Matthews talking with you guys at the toss about how the top order will really want to bat through. She was proud of her team for pulling off a victory despite the fact that that did not happen in that last game.
Yeah, Deandra said the same thing. Exactly the same thing. And both leaders have been trying their best to do it through the 60 into this Massy Women's CPL. Haven't really achieved it as well as they would like to yet.
I know the crowds would love to see them bat deep as well. After 6, Knight Riders 24 for 1.
Six overs goal, scoring 34 for 1. Doughton 18, loose 3. The umpire has signaled the end of the foul play. The captain here, Massy, will continue to Doughton.
Deandra Doughton at the top of the run scoring list. Despite not having fired in the way she would like to. Chloe Tryon out of the Royals, second there. Lee Jensen, Leanne Kirby, and Hayley Matthews rounding up that list. Ian Bishop predicted always will take a single into that leg side.
Yeah, I think it depends on what you're looking for as a batter. When I look at that leg side field and the amount of purchase that Hayley Matthews is getting off the surface, you should always be able to get a minimum of 1 into that onside. Even though it's turning. If she bowls a full length, you come forward, you negotiate how much turn there is, and you close the face into the onside. Force her to bowl an arm ball or a wider line.
They loose nicely on the gap on the onside as well. Grey skies here in St Kitts over this inaugural final, the Massy Women's CPL. Will be a delicate balance, no doubt, of run accumulation and boundary hitting.
Boundary hitting, the way this pitch is gripping, is something you have to manage very, very carefully, very, very well. If you can get 120 in this game, just if, I'm not saying they're going to get it, if.
Yeah, they're doing well here. 4 already off the over.
This shot is different. This is the one I was talking about, that if she bowls fuller, then you get forward, negotiate it and close the face of the bat, as long as it's not an arm ball to give a return catch. Previously a lot was off the back foot, but you've negotiated the length and closed the face into that onside for 1. Now they've plugged it, which I think is the correct thing to do with the mid-wicket.
And there she is again. 5 off the over, Knight Riders 29 for 1. Kiana Joseph already with the wicket for the Barbados Royals. She was the winning runs for the team to make it into this final. She's been starring the St. Lucian. Trinbago Knight Riders lost Leanne Kirby early.
Just through the consistency and perseverance of Kiana Joseph.
We've seen very close margins in these women games so far throughout both the Sky X60 and this Massy Women's CPL. It's been a matter of inches. All the strategy, all the skill. Everyone will want their best performance today. All the dancing too.
So I talked about the benefit of getting those singles, a runner ball to Hayley Matthews. To Kiana Joseph, although she's not giving away boundaries, I would really like to see someone else come into that mid-wicket region, short mid-wicket, to stop those easy singles. And I take one from the offside. I could even bring the mid-on up, the long-on up to mid-on, and ask her to bowl really straight and ask them to take it over the top, take the risk.
Lure them into some shot making. Now taking some good singles. Dalton and loose. "14 balls since the last boundary. Now will they push for 2 here because it's into space? Yeah, quite comfortably so. 6 off the over. Trinbago Knight Riders 35 for 1.
Very well weighted, you're absolutely right, very well weighted shot, and that's why I wanted a mid-wicket, because a runner ball and the occasional 2, that could take you up to the 120 without risk. So I really want to be able to plug that gap as long as I can trust my bowler to continue bowling straight and not give width outside the off stump or anything.
Ian Bishop looking into his crystal ball as ever. Afi Fletcher now. Leg spinner out of Grenada, veteran, new mother. And just relishing this opportunity to play on this stage in this final. Opens her spell from the Lozak Road end. Oh, there's Audie, his son, who's been starring all tournament long. Sitting with the Guyana Amazon Warriors, watching mum play. A little loosened down the leg from Afi Fletcher and put away, as it should have been.
And the one noticeable thing about Sunelus during this tournament with the bat, she may not have gotten the big score, but she's light on her feet. She transfers her weight quickly and feasts on that loosener from Afi Fletcher. Now Fletcher will get better with the length, but that's a good way to put pressure on her to start. And if she can pitch middle stump, say, and get that leg spinner working, it'll be hard to work for one.
Into that vacant area you spoke of, Ian Bishop. Hayley Matthews want to get a little more aggressive with this field? Put something in the mind of the batters? Ah, that's the TKR team. In place, in uniform, watching their women play. Cheering them on, no doubt.
That's the ball there. Right. The length was good. It's a very straight line, but the length was good. And if Afi Fletcher pitches consistently in or around that area, she'll be hard to score off of.
They don't have a match today, the Trinbago Knight Riders. They've come out specifically to watch the women play. It matters that support.
Absolutely. Talk about the 2016 women winning the T20 final. Stacey Ann King next door knows about that. And the men were there supporting them. Just to know that must be such a boon.
Really good run accumulation here by TKR. 6 off that over. After 9, the Knight Riders 41 for 1. Yeah, Ian Bishop, even watching that 2016 final, of course we won the under-19s that year as well, and then the men and women played so closely together. Even as a viewer, you could feel this sense of pride in the support shown to the women by the men, and no doubt it helped. It is what makes this platform so special. The first ever Massy Women's CPL is a historic moment in women's sport. When you have world-class players, world beaters, Karen Pollard, Sunil Narayan and the like, in the stands to watch your performance, it is symbolic. First time we're seeing Chloe Tryon with the ball in her hand in the tournament. It'll be interesting to see in Bishop what tricks she has up her sleeve.
It's a good move. Instead of getting the ball spinning into two right-handers, you've got Afi Fletcher and Chloe Tryon's left arm orthodox taking the ball away from the eye line so they can't tuck it into the leg side as easily.
Yes, she has 23 wickets in T20 internationals.
Like to see one of the deep fielders from the leg side, deep on the offside to give her that protection. Just hit the edge of that left hand.
Chloe Tryon was here at this very ground in 2010. Played a T20 international, took a couple of wickets, including that of Stefani Taylor. The T20 World Cup. Jacqueline Williams, the on-field umpire today, out of Jamaica. She held on to it. What a catch! What an absolute stunner! Well, it's clearly a Shell Lubricant classic catch, Ian Bishop.
Out of the highest class. Bowling with the left hand, going to her right. Reaching with every sinew to snaffle that is exactly what you want from your overseas player, a champion.
talked about the fielding in this tournament, in this women's tournament. There is another example. Fantastic stuff. Tenelus goes for 12. Knight Riders 43 for 2. I think we all need a drink.
The inaugural Massy Women's CPL final in TKR. Got the skipper in. Deandra Dalton is riding high, 27 from 32. Lost a couple of partners, Kirby and Luce. In terms of this catch from Chloe Trine. Just grabbing in the air, the intensity and the tenacity to get across and hold on to this. It's just simply superb. Fell heavily and she was rubbing her arm there, but it's the end of Tenelus. Ball in the air. That's what can happen. So Joseph successful and now Tryon. Very murky conditions here, but we're grateful that at the moment the weather gods are smiling. The rain is keeping away for this final. So just a couple of deliveries to finish off the 10th. Because of the loss of the wicket, we could take the drinks break. And Natasha McLean is out in the centre there to join her captain. McLean is going to enjoy this, I reckon, out there with the skipper. So we've had 10, and TKR are 45 for 2. It's a brilliant field, and Stacey Ann King alongside. Very impressive from the Royals.
Brittany Cooper on that occasion. Aliyah Allen. And then a couple brilliant run-outs. Brittany Cooper off the bowling of Fatima Sana. And that was by 2.
Yeah, they seem to be just another little gear. Just that little bit more than the Warriors yesterday. Not a lot in it, but just a couple of game-breaking moments. The leg spin again from Fletcher. I do like this. Added Fletcher into it. I think any wrist spinner, whether it's male or female, and given the conditions, just a hint of grip. It's going to make it tricky here for Dotton. Mindful that clearly she's key. captain, best batter in the team.
And Natasha McLean, usually featured in that top order in terms of opening the innings.
Flight in the end, because McLean's just got there. He's happy just to noodle it and give it back to the skipper, which is good. Good, smart tactics. See if the captain here, Deandra Dott, can she break free? Given we've just had the break, let's just keep it sensible against Fletcher, who's going to have other ideas.
Good flight from Matthew Fletcher. Well read from Deandra Dotton. Just happy to work it around still and pick up singles, because they know from a TKR's perspective she needs to be there to the end.
Well, and also you think of the history of T20 in the last decade or so, how often a wicket falls straight after the drinks break. Stacey Ann, it's a no-no. Hashtag naughty. Well, we've had 11 now, and only 3 from it, 48 for 2. Dotton and McLean out there, and the skipper has the strike courtesy of that single off the last over, and we're going to have more of Chloe Tryon, a bit of her left arm orthodox. Oh, the skipper's missed out there. Going to smash it into next week. And low full toss, no go. I've seen a lot of hard work by the ground staff in terms of the sawdust patches. It's a tough one. Thrashing blade, do well to hold on to those. Boise, unlucky.
Yeah, got that edge from Deandra Dotton. Just didn't hold on. This has been a good over from Chloe Tryon. 3 dots. She's into her second over. 6 dot balls, 1 for 4.
Just feel the pressure mounting. Yeah, you can sense it and feel it. This has gone all the way for a Massy great shot. 50 up in style from the captain.
Coaches always ask you, what is your release shot? Work on your release shots. Well, Deandra Dotton has just shown hers. 3 dots, followed by a 6.
Chloe Tryon just checking that out, getting a sore neck. Just looking at where it's going and going. And disappears all the way. Also Tryon, fresh out of Birmingham. She did bowl in the Commonwealth Games. Chloe Tryon there for South Africa. So we'll see what she finishes off there. 1 for 10. It's a nice extra bonus, as we say. We haven't seen a bowl so far in this Massy CPL, but here we are in the final.
Yeah, I think this will be the challenge for Deandra. Get 6 but rotate the strike as well. How she's able to mix that. The other end, Natasha McLean and any other batter, they'll need to rotate as well. Just keep things going along and not let Deandra feel pressured that she has to score.
Well, we've had a dozen now. TKR are 5-5 for 2. I'd certainly like some taller timber here with the Knight Riders, given that they were asked to bat first. At the moment, yes, we've seen that big maximum, but at the moment, just hanging in and just noodling it around. First wicket fell at 14, then 43, so a little mini partnership, 29, and then the end of Lease, bought and bowled by Tryon. And just looking at the bowling figures, who's to go? Fletcher's got this one and one more. Just thinking of other things here with Stacey Ann's captaincy hat on. Think of the captain herself, Matthew, she's got a couple. Tryon's, she's got a couple. I wonder who you'd go to. Who would you go to, Stacey Ann?
Well, it's interesting because Shakira Salman has picked up most of Barbados Royals' wickets. She normally bowls. She has worked really hard on using that older ball, usually a new ball bowler. She hasn't been introduced just yet. Then there's Mandy Mongru. Who's a spinner. And then, of course, there's Alea Allen. So quite a few options for Hayley Matthews.
Yes, and that's, I think, you look at Tryon come on with her left-handedness. Again, 2 right-handers in and got rid of Lease. In the wrist spin here, that's a peach. What a ripper. Yeah, has to go. Finger is up from Carl Tuckett. And that is the end of McLean.
Yeah, her struggles continue. Natasha McLean. But credit to Afi Fletcher. Pitched in a good line and forced McLean to just seem to have brushed off that glove or that bat. Rennie's Boys takes her second catch, even though she has put down one, but Natasha McLean had to go. She's out for 3. Knight Riders 58 for 3.
Off the bowling of Afi Fletcher. Incoming batter number 17, Hayley Jensen. It's 58 for 3. Dotted still on 39.
So Hayley Jensen is the new batter out in the middle to join the captain, Deandra Dotton. And they've lost 3. We've still got, I'll say, 7 to go, just fractionally under now. 59 to 3.
Yeah, wicket of Natasha McLean just getting an edge. Probably off the shoulder of her bat. Yeah, committing to that shot.
It's 59 from 30 overs, dotted on 39, Massy on 1, a change in bowling.
It just shows you in terms of this pitch, and there's a bit of bounce in it in terms of the spinners, particularly those who give it a rip. Wrist spinners are loving it. Even Tryon got a little bit extra grip. And all the way from New Zealand, Lee Jensen. Of course, there's a series on after this Massy CPL. The West Indies are hosting New Zealand women's. So Natasha McLean. That's the last one. Shakira Salmon. See Shakira goes. These little cutters and little changes of pace. Rightio, kind of out and about with Naomi Cowan.
Truly a historical and special moment. I'm in the Players Pavilion as the TKR ladies and the Royals are playing, but the gentlemen of the Trinbago Knight Riders decided to come out to support their sisters in cricket. I'm with Jaden Seals and Nicholas Puran. Now, Jaden, watching an event like this, the Massy CPL Women's Finals, did you ever think you would see this happen right here on Caribbean soil?
Actually, no. I actually didn't think there would have been a women's CPL, so having it is obviously a good thing for women cricket going forward in the Caribbean, and looking forward to a good game.
And so far, Nicholas, I mean, the ladies are down 3 wickets for 60. Based on the pitch conditions that you're aware of and the delays that we've been having, how do you think they can hold their ground today?
I think the captain being out there, she's obviously on 39. It looks like she wants to obviously bat all overs, and once she's there to the end, I think we're going to get something really good to defend. And you know, the boys are here supporting the women today, and we think we're going to go all the way.
And Jaden, tell me about the vibe right now in the pavilion. How does it feel? Describe it for our viewers at home.
Well, everyone is excited. We came out today. We all wanted to come and watch the game since yesterday. We talked about coming to support the girls, and obviously everyone is excited. We're supporting them every run they get, every boundary. So we're just hoping that they can go all the way today.
Well, I'm really happy to witness this special moment, and I'm 1000% sure that by having you gentlemen here, it's making a huge difference out there on the pitch.
Thank you, Naomi. Out and about. Great to see you. Jensen, she go. Yeah, she was going for it. Just sense too. Wanted to try and get on with it, and I think she tickled one on here. Just a little faint one. And Salmon gets number 4.
Yeah, the brilliance of Shakira Salmon in this format and in this particular area of the match. Yeah, just has these variations. Will bowl a cutter, will pull out a bag of tricks. Haley Johnson departs for 2 Knight Riders, 61 for 4.
Incoming batter, number 47, Ishona Knight. The score, 61 for 4, batting on 40. 13.4 overs bowled.
Ishona Knight is in at number 6. Very short stay from the Kiwi, Ellie Jensen. Undone with a nice little cutter from Salmon. So got a lefty in. Underway straight away. Hustling, thinking. Oh, Dotton wants it. No. Knight didn't. It was nearly goodbye.
Yeah, good feeling from Shakira Salmon off her own bowling. This was Haley Jensen's wicket. Again, with the wicketkeeper being up, it also creates a problem because she can't come forward to play.
Yeah, spot on, Stace. I just think, I thought there was a little inside edge. It wasn't. Real kudos to Selman there. Great off cut, just gripped enough, and it took the outside of the off stump. Beauty. There's another one. This time there's an inside edge. Luckily, Dotton doesn't chop on. 14 done. Knight Rider 62 for 4.
Confirmation of that inside edge. That means that that's another chance. That's 2 chances gone from Deandra Dutton. Those are rare.
Bruisey for Boise. Oh, just above the knee there, wasn't it? There's a few good numbers in terms of fans turning up here at Warner. It's the last day here in St Kitts and Nevis. The women's final right here, right now, and then another match just around the corner is Guyan Amazon Warriors up against the St Kitts and Nevis Patriots this evening. So once again, we keep asking the weather gods to keep smiling here in the Leewards. So it is going to be Fletcher, and hence that question to Stacey Ann. Keep going. And they are, given that there's a left-hander in. She's going to have her final over here as Afi Fletcher.
Yeah, 13 dot balls. 1 for 13. She's bowled in good areas, Afi Fletcher. They've struggled to put her away.
Yeah, everyone loves a wrist spinner. This format of the game, given the conditions, just adds another dimension. So hunting up in the offside, umbrella field for Dot, hunting up in the covers. Oh, beautifully bowled. Lovely bit of flight. Big appeal. Boyce likes it. Ooh. Haley's asking, Afi Fletcher, do you like it that much? Come and chat with Maria Abbott. Yes, Maria's got work to do upstairs.
It's a good review to take because you won that wicket of Deandra Dutton. You won that breakthrough. She's been there from the inception. She's opened the bowling, the batting. She's on 40 of 47, so any chance to get to see the back of her, because she can't be dangerous coming down to the end of this innings.
Go through the protocol, this should be fine. Yeah, and she's also at extra cover, so that's why she was asking Afi Fletcher, do you really want to go upstairs? Because Boyce was up and appealing, and so Hayley Matthews went over to Afi Fletcher and said, come on, what do you reckon? Do you think it pitched in line? I think so. Pitched. Has it done a bit too much? I think it may have done a bit too much. It's a beautiful delivery. Flight, the bounce, and the deception. He's beaten the blade. Going to check out Ultra Edge. Don't think there's any wood involved. No. But I think this may have just simply done too much. Got a good stride in. Has hit high on the back leg. And that's still got about just over 4 feet to travel. Just outside the popping crease. There's ball tracking. Yeah, that's all good. But watch it go past off stump. Yes, sir. Or madam, as the case may be. Missed by a lot, says Hawke.
A good decision from umpire Carl Tucker. Tuckett.
I think worth a review, though. That's what Hayley Matthews was on about. Because it's Dotton, as you say, Stacey Ann, you really want to cut her off. You can. If there was any hint of maybe that clipping the top of the off stump well, Hawke's aim missed substantially. Yeah, Effie, don't get in the way of these two running through. You'll come second. One to go. You know, crossing the road. Oh, look, I'm so sorry. The light was still red. A little too short. That's what happens with the left-hander on strike. For the wrist spinner. Allows a brace. So there's 4 off the 15th. 66 for 4 now.
One for 17 off her 4, Afi Fletcher. She's been handy for the Royals. Fantastic arsenal of bowlers available to Hayley Matthews, and she's been employing them well. There were many question marks around the ground as to why Shakira Selman was not introduced earlier, but looks to have worked out just fine for the Royals. Oh, it's a big heave. She likes the area. Oh, it's close. What a massive, great shot from the captain, Deandra Dutton. Very good attempt by Brittany Cooper. Athletic on the boundary.
Brittany Cooper was brilliant in that last game with an outstanding catch and then a couple of run-outs. Selman just getting a touch too close in length. That would have been spectacular. Even just to save it and throw it back inside would have been on Cooper's mind.
Denise Boyce liked it. Off her hand, off Selman's hand. She looks a little disappointed not to have held on, but it was travelling.
Yeah, we saw Chloe Tryon take one in her right hand, but it was less pace off the bat. This one was flying, as Alex Jordan rightly said. I don't think she can be too hard on herself here. That had to stick.
Yeah, I don't think we can call that a missed opportunity. Deandra Dutton did have another life put down off Tryon earlier. But a really watchful innings being played here by the captain, doing exactly what she said she'd do at the toss. Wants to be there at the end of the game. We know what she can do, how she can unleash. Right, 74 for 4 right now in the middle of the 16th. Ian Bishop, I have to ask, of course. It's a tricky surface, isn't it? We've seen that. There's been weather around, there's been stopping and starting. What's your number?
Ideally, Deandra Dutton, who's on 48, would like to get past 100, maybe even up to 110 if she can get to her 50, but more importantly, be there when the last ball of the innings is bowled. I know she said she wanted to bat deep. She's gone very deep, but she wants to go until the very end. 48.
Well, there's the half century now. 21st 50 for Deandra Dutton in T20s. She's got 2 centuries as well. The class of the world boss on show here at Warner Park.
I like the fact that she's come up to open the batting again today, as she did in the Sky X60. Determined to lead from the front, to bat deep, and the job isn't finished yet. but it's a good foundation laid as we head into the last 4 overs of the inning.
Could be our Massy play of the day. Off the over. Knight Riders 76 for 4. Well, the biggest over of the inning so far for the Trinbago Knight Riders. Deandra Doughton looks to be in a little bit of discomfort, which is worrying for Trinbago Knight Riders fans. Hopefully it's just a bit of fatigue. It's been a wonderful half-century, mindful and watchful. Big innings for a big occasion, Ian Bishop.
And the finishing touches are going to be perhaps as important as the start and the middle of this innings. She's been very patient, as you rightly said, Alex Jordan. We haven't seen too many bursts of pure aggression, although she's managed to find the boundary a few times. But she knows in this big final, this inaugural final, she wants to be at her best of health to finish this innings, get to 100. If the team can get to 100 and beyond, that in a final runs on the board.
She's a game changer. She's leading this team beautifully. We'll know, it looks like she's just getting a little energy there. There she is. Top individual scores this season. It's the first 50 we've seen. Knocked out by the double D, Deandra from St. Andrew, Barbados. Understands her responsibility in this all-important final. We saw her disappointment coming up second at the end in the final of the Sky X 60. Quiet determination about Deandra Doughton. Here are the 4 wickets.
Yeah, Kiana Joseph has had an outstanding tournament with bat and ball. And then Chloe Tryon with a brilliant court and ball.
Natasha McLean, well, it was a really good ball from Afi Fletcher. And Haley Jensen, well, she lost her off stump. Well, Deandra seems like she's good to go. Kaishona on strike. There's the captain, Haley Matthews, from the Lozak Road end.
This field, that last delivery, you want to be able to just break your wrist, let the ball come to you, drop it into the onside and get a single. Now, 1 or 2 of them might spin the other way.
Like that. That's a little uncertain there, Kaishona. She wants to get off strike.
Yes, get off strike, get the right-hander and strike in Deandra Doughton, so she opens up perhaps more of the onside with less risk.
That's it there. It's been a good innings of rotation of strike. We've seen some good running between the wickets. And this Trinbago Knight Rider batting lineup. But you do get the sense as Deandra surveys her landscape that it's go time here. Oh yeah, Well, she got enough of it, didn't she? Should run away for a boundary. And wides. 5 of them.
5 precious runs, absolutely right. Not sure why Haley felt she needed to fire one in at leg stump. She's got a well-protected leg side field. When she bowls the ball into the pitch, it's bouncing and it's turning. Not sure why she wanted to fire that in to leg stump. He'll direct it, obviously, at such pace.
It's an intriguing battle to watch, isn't it? These two know each other so well.
What do you think this, I should say, this innings from Deandra Dutton of great responsibility will have on Hayley Matthews when she comes to bat? Because she's been short of runs. So I wonder if she'll be inspired and emboldened seeing the effort of Deandra Dutton, her opposite number in this big final.
Yeah, well struck. The onside will take a single, get Deandra back on strike. Well, Ian Bishop, you and I had the conversation in the van the other day about the difference between good players and great players. And I think, yeah, Hayley Matthews will certainly seek inspiration from this innings by Dutton and want to outdo. It's a winning mentality. Well, 9 off that over, 85 for 4.
The professional pride thing, isn't it? Some athletes, they, even if they're playing in the backyard against their 7-year-old kid, they want to win all the time. Much more so when you're up against some of your peers. But she's really struggling, Deandra Dutton. So I'm not sure how much energy she will have to hit the big shots. Maybe continuing punching the ball into gaps. Maybe Kaishona may have to try to take over that boundary hitting.
I just want to explain to the viewers as well, although it's grey and overcast, it's still very hot. It's warm and it's humid here at the Warner Park in St. Kitts, and Deandra just seems to be suffering a little bit from the heat, from some exhaustion. Just to continue that conversation, Ian Bishop, there's great admiration and respect between Deandra Dutton and Hayley Matthews. Deandra more the old guard, Hayley new and upcoming. Shakira Selman now gets the treatment, splits the fielders, 1 bounce, 4. I think she's feeling just all right.
Yeah, that puts me in my place. Massy, great shot. She looked as though she was struggling, but she's mustered enough energy to pick the shortness of length and hit the gap. Takes them to within 11 of that 100 score.
Good response.
That ball, that delivery was one of the shots that I was talking about. Instead of Deandra looking to hoist it maybe over long on, Chloe Tryon has played a couple, just stay in the shot and punch it over extra cover, because she's strong enough to be able to hold the shape and do that, but I'm not sure that's a shot in her armory.
Oh, overthrows there. Selman missed the throw in. There might be 3, no? Deandra not interested in a third. It was a good collection. A decent throw just through the legs of Shakira Selman. A funny bounce. Another good shot. Lifted into space, into mid-wicket. She's really holding over, hands on knees every chance she gets, Deandra, at this stage. Do talk about her being a bit of an enigma. You never can really tell what she's feeling, Deandra. A woman of few words, as you can hear, but a deep thinker. Oh, big appeal. Jacqueline Williams not interested. Is Hayley Matthews. All right, she is interested. She's going to go up to the third umpire. Review that decision.
And the first thing is that it has to pitch on in line with the stumps. That's the first thing the umpire would have been looking for. And once it pitches on right arm over the wicket, is it full enough then to go on to hit the stumps?
First, is it a legal delivery? It is.
It's checking as to whether there might be any bat involved. Couldn't tell from that angle. Ultra Edge, I'm sure, will tell us for sure.
It looked to be some space to me, but your eyes can play tricks on you. Flat line as it passes the bat.
Pitched outside. Always likely with the right arm bowler over the wicket if they're not swinging it back. Once the batter plays off the back foot, there's a chance. Good decision by the umpire. Very good decision. Both reviews lost.
The Barbados Royals. One more ball left in this over. 7 from it already. Shona Knight will face the last ball of the over. Working towards a decent and competitive score here, the Trinbago Knight Riders, considering conditions. They're going to want 2. She ran the first as if she wanted to. Just the single. 93 for 4 after 18.
Everybody take a jump right now. Start a wave now. Start a wave now because it's gonna. Everybody take a jump right now.
Alex Jordan, you made a point about Deandra Dutton being a young lady of few words. Yeah, we interviewed her at the toss, and she's very straight to the point and very direct. And one of the things that won me over with her, not that I wasn't won over before with her talent, was 2017 World Cup in the UK against South Africa. West Indies were bowled out for 48, and there were pictures and videos of Deandra on the outfield crying inconsolably because the West Indies had fallen so cheaply. I remember doing an interview with her, I can't remember how long it was after that, and the passion that she spoke with about how much that hurt her to the core and was determined that it would never happen again moved me tremendously. A woman of great pride.
Oh, this should be a simple catch. A soft dismissal of Kaishona Knight there. Lobbed it into the hands of Shakira Selman.
Yeah, Yeah, easy catch, and it was interesting watching Deandra Dutton trying to run past Kaishona Knight before the catch was taken so that she could be on strike. The ball has jumped off a length on this pitch. It's spun, so when the Knight Riders come to bowl, they look to be a slower bowlers. I don't know if they crossed, but it's the end of Kaishona Knight. For 8, 93 for 5.
Incoming batter,
New batter, Anilia Glasgow. It's a big swing, it's high up. Taken very easily by Alia Aline. Simple back-to-back wickets here. Trinbago Knight Riders on a slide.
It'll be a hat-trick ball. Next up. Yeah, not enough power on this surface, and it's a solid catch. Importantly though, the batters crossed while the catch was being taken, so Dottin will be on strike when we resume. Glasgow goes without scoring, 93 for 6.
The score is 93 for 6. 18.3 over 4. She bowls this hat-trick ball to Dottie. Incoming batter, she needs a good.
Hat-trick ball.
Kaishona falling easily. Then Glasgow. It's been hard for most other batters to generate the power in their shots on this surface.
That took a funny bounce. A lot of turn and a wide and a couple of runs.
What that says, and I'd like to see whether that has disturbed the pitch as it went through. When the Knight Riders bowl Sune Luce, Grimond, Anisa Mohammed, they will look at this and think to themselves, it has disturbed the surface, and there is something, if they can set the appropriate fields and bowl accurately, they can create a lot of pressure. Get your length right, maybe be fuller.
Oh dear. That's the end of Deandra Dottin. Hayley Matthews again. Well, she didn't look well for the last couple of balls she faced, and time for her to return to the dugout.
And it's a fuller length from Matthews that invites the big shot. It's a difficult pitch to score consistently. Not impossible to score, but to score consistently. Hand slips off the bat, I think, is what she's indicating. It's a good knock from the captain. 96 for 7.
96 for 7. Incoming batter,
Well, she's done her job, the captain, hasn't she? And she's left her team with 7 balls to face to get them over that 100 mark. Last time we saw Trinbago Knight Riders when they were out against the Amazon Warriors, they only scored 16 runs in the last 4 overs, lost a couple of wickets. Very good over from Hayley Matthews. 3 wickets in the over. Knight Riders 96 for 7.
Matthews has been brilliant. 3 for 22 in a big final. She's led from the front with the ball. She'll be hoping to do it with the bat as well. And she's picked up her opposite number in that batch of 3. Got her length a lot fuller, and that is important.
Snigdha Paul into the side today. Matimasana taking the catch. Yeah, a bit of a slip. So you've done your work, Leandra Dottin. Itika Kadali and Shanita Grimmond to finish up things here for the Knight Riders. Selman from the media end for the last over of her spell. Last over of the innings. Looks like 2 is the call. No. Centre back. It is no surprise, Ian Bishop, that we come to the final, the big day here for the first ever Massy Women's CPL, and the 2 captains, the 2 big name players, Globetrotters, standing out and standing up for their respective franchises.
So far, and then they'll be looking to Chloe Tryon if Chloe Tryon gets in later to make a contribution as well for the Royals. To be fair though, we've seen contributions too, in addition to what you've said, which is exactly spot on. Kiana Joseph, again, economical, 1 for 14. Afi Fletcher, 1 for 17. A wicket for Chloe Tran, a good return catch, 1 for 11 off 2. So we've had the lead performers, but we've had the supplementary players contributing as well. There's Kiana, Afi.
Indeed. Oh, aggression from Selman. No, absolutely. And in fact, we saw this youngster, Geetika Kadali, make a hat-trick in the Sky X60. There have been some phenomenal performances all over the team. All parts. Teetering on 99 here, the Knight Riders. 2 more balls left in their innings. Oh, let's look at this. It was quick, we thought. Oh, and it was a run out. Would have been out had they had a review. Unfortunately, unlucky. One foul ticket. And these boys having a chuckle, having seen it on the big screen. That's the 100 up for the Trinbago Knight Riders. Again hesitating on that second run.
That brings up the 100 for Trinbago.
1 ball to face, and it will be Geetika Kadali.
122, 100%.
Check experience and example for the umpires. Forget all these commentators like Ian Bishop who always say, you're taking too long, why refer that? Always go upstairs to make sure. Forget the commentators. Be safe.
It's 100 flat for the Trinbago Knight Riders. That's the total. 107. Fatigued looking Shakira Selman. They've done their work, the Barbados Royals. And it will be up to the Trinbago Knight Riders to defend this total in order to secure, get their hands on the first ever Massy women's title. CPL in all its glory here at Warner Park this afternoon. Weather playing its part, thankfully. What will they be thinking up there in that think tank of the Barbados Royals camp?
Yeah, it'll take work on this pitch to approach that in a final scoreboard pressure. There'll be spinners in Anissa Mohammed, Sunelise, Grimmond, who's been bowling well, in addition to Basima. So Hayley Matthews knows this is no cakewalk. This is perhaps worth 120 given the nature of the surface. But it's a final. It's all or nothing here in the Massy Women's CPL 2022. Game in our hands if the weather plays fair.
Yeah, and Deandra Dottin said at the toss she wanted to bat through. She wanted to put a score on the board. She's done that. And there she was with a 59. First half century we've seen in the Massy Women's CPL. Really good knock from the captain. Aborted somewhat by Sunelise. But a dominant performance from Deandra Dottin. Puts 100 on the board for the TKR. It's been a very good all-round performance from the Barbados Royals bowling effort. Kiana, 1 for 14. Of course, Hayley Matthews, the captain, took a 3 for. Wicket to Fletcher, Tryon and Selman. Let's join Naomi Cowan now, who is sideline.
Afi Fletcher of the Barbados Royals here with me. Afi, it must be an honor to be part of the first ever Massy Women's CPL. For you, how does it feel right now?
Yes, it's an honor. I mean, to have competition in the Caribbean, I mean, that's a plus for our Caribbean girls. I mean, like, to attract the crowd and everything. I'm pleased about that, and I'm pleased to be part of it.
And of course, it must be an honor to also have your son in the stands. We've all been enjoying him throughout the tournament.
Yes, it is. I mean, I didn't dream of having a son and play cricket, but it happened, and to play in front of him is like a wonderful thing, and would be good memories to carry later on down.
And how do you feel about your bowling performance in the first innings?
Well, all I try to do is do what I'm asked to do. Try to maintain the runs and perform for the team, and I hope I did enough.
Finally, the Royals took home this first 60 trophy last week. What do you think it will take for you to do it twice and get the double title?
Well, we just had to maintain the positive and just go there and execute. Execution is key. So if once we go there and we execute, then we could.
Thank you so much, Afi. Go well.
Thank you.
Good performance from Afi Fletcher. A good all-round bowling performance. Really and truly, with the bat, it was a one-woman show.
Deandra Dottin from the start and almost to the end. There were little contributions alongside her, but not enough. Leanne Kirby going to the impressive Kiana Joseph. It was a tough pitch, and these highlights don't necessarily show you how much the ball has turned and bounced at times. So this was brilliant, and we've seen it on consecutive days now. Some outstanding fielding, particularly from the Royals. Chloe Tryon on this occasion missed opportunity with that bounce and turn again. Deandra Dottin then branched into one or two of her famous big shots, but there's that bounce and spin from Afi Fletcher. Audie would be proud. And then Shakira Selman getting into the act. She bowls such a precise length most times. There was almost a brilliant stop. It certainly was a top-class effort as she brought up her 50. Brittany Cooper was the fielder on the boundary.
Yeah, it was a deserved half-century, wasn't it? She worked hard for it, and then 3 wickets in 1 over. This is what happened to the Trinbago Knight Riders in their last match, a real collapse. Only 7 runs off the last 2 overs. So good work from the Royals. This was the big wicket of Deandra Dottin. She wasn't going to miss that. Hang on tight, and her opposite number sends her packing. But the damage had been done by then. So 100 on the board for the Trinbago Knight Riders. 101 for the Barbados Royals to get their first ever title here at the Massy Women's CPL.
This is how we play the game. This is how we play. And we gon' represent and show them who we stand for. So get up and unite every pitch, every pond, every deal, every wicket, every stroke. And the heart and soul and passion, and the culture, Caribbean blood.
It's how we play.
From out all nation, to the team in a unification. When the stadium ram bleach at the grandstand, and the meaning of beautification.
It's how we play.
Warner Park here in St Kitts and Nevis, the scene of the Massy women's inaugural CPL final. We've had a lovely little mini tournament showcasing the women's game, and the Knight Riders up against the Barbados Royals. We've had one innings so far. They were sent in. Hayley Matthews at the toss, and her opposite, the captain, Deandra Dotton, stands out like a beacon. 59 from 62, and the only other player, Lease there, got a dozen. So that's it. And Dotton alongside me, Darren Ganga. I think she played quite nicely and needed to.
Well, she had a sense of occasion, this being the inaugural Massy Women's CPL final. And she rose to the challenge, spoke about exactly what she wanted to do with the bat, and then executed, walking the talk, so to speak, in this part of the world. She's done that. The Trinbago Knight Riders captain. Her innings punctuated with 4 4s and 2 6s. Overall, just one additional 4 struck by the entire team. That's the significance of her innings.
Yeah, and then her opposite really is in the women's game, the standout, the best players, the captain, and you do have to lead from the front. 3 for 22 with 11 dots, but look at Kiana Joseph, that's outstanding as well. 15 dots, 1 for 14. Fletcher, little Effie Fletcher, loved her leg spin, 1 for 17, and try on that great catch, 1 for 11, were the wicket takers was Selman as well with 1 for 24.
3 strikes in 1 over. She picked up 3 wickets. Bowling with guile. Maybe at times a tad too short with her lengths. But again, the surface assisting spinners and assisting Hayley Matthews. Just shifting her lines wide outside the off stump, then at times getting straight. And a reflection of what she produced in terms of lengths. Of course, that pitch area is where she would have wanted to be, but 55% of her deliveries on the short side, the wide pulsating balls, of course her wicket-taking deliveries.
Yeah, one in the fuller one, and one in the good. Speaking of good, St Kitts and Nevis. Love it to bits and pieces in this part of the world, I can tell you. Just the sunsets and the beach scene, food, and those cold drinks are so important in this part of the world at this time of the year. Summer after all, and hot and humid, and there's some beautiful sights to behold. Really is absolutely stunning. Follow your heart. Get down the beach. Dive in and revive. Speaking of which, the players have had a break, a little bit of reviving for the Royals, and can they get up to score 101 to take out the inaugural Massy Women's CPL here in 2022? A lot of excitement around, given that we've had a couple of years of shutdown with the pandemic globally. Frustrating for everyone, all and sundry. It's been a difficult time here in the globe, the world, and so now we've got this opportunity for women to take centre stage here in the Caribbean. And is it going to be perfect in pink again because they took out the 60? So the repeat of the final last Sunday for the 60. And now we've got Hayley Matthews. She is strode out to the middle and is ready to rock and roll with Alia Aline. That's what I love about this part of the world too. It's just different countries, different island nations, and different pronunciations. Ganga. I think of Hartley Elaine. Hartley Elaine. But I've been told it's Aline.
Listen, boy, this is not New Zealand, it's the Caribbean.
Not the Caribbean. Stop it. The Caribbean. Here you go. Tomato. Now Kadali, anyway, she's got the ball in hand and then going to be up against Aline and Matthews. But Aline to take strike after the Massy countdown. Hashtag love them all. Everyone were telling us, get out shopping around the Caribbean. Massy stores. Rightio. There's a short one and a wide one. It's been signalled wide from Jacqueline Williams. So an extra to get us underway.
Look out for that inward movement from Gitika Kodali. And that's a most effective delivery. A little bit of swing into the right-handers. She's usually with a straight wicket-to-wicket line. Raider is off. Not the right occasion to be off. This is as good as it gets in Hero CPL.
Patrick in the 60. And when it's your day, you're going to make hay and make the most of it. And there's that inward movement that you're on about, Darren Ganga. Wonderful keeping, beautiful stumping. I appreciate you can be stumped off a wide. But first runs off the willow to Aline.
Well, the Night Riders will want to ensure that they don't allow too many runs to leak in this first phase of the innings, the power play phase. Barbados, on the other hand, might just try to enforce things a bit. Hayley Matthews, always very enterprising when she's at the crease, not afraid to play her shots, which could work in favour of the Royals in this run chase.
Once again, a little wide, but umpire Williams says, I'll give you that one, Kadali. Mentioned the tram line, a little bit of a guide for the umps, given that players, or batters in particular, can move across the crease. And of course, it's up to the umpire to gauge if they figure that's a wide or not, the movement of the batter. In the air for a long time. There's a leading edge, and there's a little bit of fortune for the captain, Hayley Matthews. We saw this often too when the Royals are bowling. Just plugs, just sticks enough in the pitch. Proud seam, so it's going to grip a little. With all the rain that we've had over the last 3 days here in St Kitts, and the sweating under the covers, not surprising. Here's another extra. So a little bit of nerves around here for Kadali.
Yeah, we saw that in the last game as well. Not as precise as we've seen her in the 60.
Two players out, down one at third and one at deep square leg. Can't beat that big ring. It's a powerful ring. It's a sort of generic feel on the offside. 4 players loaded up in the covers and at point. Illustration of it there. Lights are on, and they've been on for a while actually. In that sort of afternoon. Oh, I was going to say got away with this. It's another wire, but really Matthews would have felt she should have got something on this and hoisted it through to the keeper. And Natasha McLean keeping here. Nice little take down the leg side. It's another dot, but we've had what have we had? 4 wides and a single. Still got 5 runs and 1 to go. You mentioned that power play, Darren Ganga. Just wonder if she gets one in that arc, in that zone where she decides to hoist it. So you want to go over the top here, Matthews. Yeah. Just a little bit of width on offer. She wasn't going to miss out this time. She'll hold on to the strike too, will the captain. First one done, 6 for none. Look at the hat-trick here, playing across the line. There's a little subtle induct movement. And she was on song, Kadali. Yes, yeah, it was a big moment. Big wicket. She'd dearly like that to recur again with Kadali against Matthews. Then we've got Shanita Grimman. So let's see what Grimman's got for us here on the Lozak Road end, up against the Royal skipper with a slip-in. It's way too short. Just to get a feel here, Grimman. She wants to get into a groove and release right.
We had the chance to look at the pitch map from Hayley Matthews when she bowled. She was a little bit on the short side. Shanita Grimman also needs to recognize that you don't have to turn every delivery as an off-spinner on a turn-in pitch. Quick single taken, a fumble might allow for a second. Yep, good sense of awareness.
And Isaac, oh, you got to stop those. Really do have to get down and get that technique in terms of maybe even a slide down and get the body in the way. Isaac, who's into the final, he's come into the side for TKR. That's nice, that's a better line.
And the reason why I say Grimond shouldn't try to turn every delivery is because this batting unit, Barbados Royals, they've seen what transpired when they bowled, that significant amount of turn. So batsmen will always be expecting that turn and breaking their wrists down the leg side. So in that instance, a straighter delivery becomes more effective. It brings that element of surprise.
If you get that top spinner right, and you think about some of the men finger spinners, there's that bounce. You get that bounce, and as you're on about DG, you make things a little interesting on a spicy pitch. Yeah, that's too easy and too short, and then you just get around and you go too short, just a little paddle around the corner. So Grimond, yeah, she'll be thinking about this big time. Needs to get it right with that flight and that line. So the two fielders in the deep, long on, quite straight, and a straight mid-wicket on the fence. One on the 45 that's in the 30-metre circle. Yeah, too short and too much on off stump. So not ideal for Grimond.
The other point, Danny Morrison, is on a turning pitch like this, the matchup becomes much more significant. You want to have your right-handers batting against right-arm off-spinners, hitting with the turn. At times, sometimes we overemphasize left-hand, right-hand. But in these conditions, which are turning conditions, that's very significant. Hit with the turn, play with less risk, chance of success greater. End of the second, 14 without loss.
Crowd has been quite subdued because of, as you can imagine, the weather, and rather inclement, quite different. On again, off again for showers that have breezed on through here at Warner Park. But yeah, numbers just brewing a little bit more recent times, given that the men's game starting at 7, the St Kitts and Nevis Patriots are going to be here, and they're going to be up against the Warriors. Here's Hayley Jensen. Immediately onto a good line and length, nice and straight on about off stump. And a goodish length. Some noise, lots of clap and chat, because they need something here from Jensen. Let's see if she could take the prize scalp here. Hayley Matthews, one of the overseas stars. See what Hayley Jensen could possibly produce here. Early stages of the run chase in this final. Just a fraction short, so keep turning it over. So going, well, it's almost at 7s, aren't they? So you say, DG, you got to worry about the power play. Once it changes and the ball doesn't come on so much, then TKR possibly think they could pounce a bit more.
Yeah, and Deandra Dotting should have that mindset. Think about containing, yes. You're still trying to get wickets, but get wickets by building pressure. Already from that first over from Geetika Kudali and this Hayley Jensen over, the seamers not really extracting a lot of lateral movement nor swing. Wind direction just changing a bit. We've been accustomed to the wind blowing to that western side. Now that direction has changed, so no longer that assistance swinging the ball into the right-handers.
Yeah, we're going about pressure. You just mentioned it, Aaron Ganga, building it through dot balls. strangly opposition a little bit. Suddenly just dropping off. 3 dots, a single, and then suddenly that run rate's gone from 7s down to 5.6. Big appeal and gone. Must have got a little tickle. The end of a lean, the first one down of the Royals. Celebrations big time, and McLean loves it with the gloves on.
And the first wicket coming in an over where 3 dots were bowled. So that accumulation of pressure getting to Leah Aline, just trying to force this one through the offside. And a very good catch behind the stumps. Very good cricket by the Trinbago Knight Riders. Lane goes for 7, 15 for 1.
For 1 after 2.5, and we've got Brittany Cooper out there, but the skipper, she's not happy with something with her gear. What's happened with the bat, or is it the grip?
Big discussion happening with Deandra Dotting and the bowler Ellie Jensen. They're well aware that the last game that Brittany Cooper played, she got out on the first ball, so there is a little bit of psychological advantage that they can take here, the Knight Riders.
The width, but it's the bounce again too. Let's not forget about that on the surface. The moisture levels in the cricket square, that much more. Good take from McLean. Really good Natasha McLean, beautiful take. There's a little cue ender, and those, I promise you, aren't easy when you're standing up. Just trying to suss and get a grip for a bat. Can't bat without that, so may actually just have to swap the bat, because Jacqueline Williams, the standing umpire out there, said, look, we can't hold it up this long. There's another match to tee off on pretty much 2 hours. So it's time. We also then got to worry about the weather that's been around here the last couple of days or so, and we haven't got one, so I think we're going to have to change the whole stick. Yeah, she just wants the grip, but have they got time to do it? They've got to get it on, because it'll obviously be her favourite bat, her favourite piece of equipment in terms of the tool of the trade, which is the willow. Batters get favourites. It's a bit like a favourite pair of bowling boots. You've broken in your bowling boots and like slippers. There we go. So get the grip on and let's get going. Deandra Dotting, captain, opening the batting, and was in control completely through the innings. Hung in there because the surface, as we mentioned, a little bit grippy, and then sometimes just sit on the surface. But 59 from 62. Wonderful hand from the skipper.
And she's a dangerous player when on the rebound. You remember that final, that SkyX 60 Women's Edition final that they lost against Barbados Royals. This set opposition, the very best players never forget that moment of defeat.
I'll tell you the other thing here, it's been quite a long break. And I don't think that bodes well in terms from a batting perspective. You like to get into a real rhythm. A little bit wide. Oh, Miss Williams. Miss Williams. It's just a guide, they keep telling me. And it's 15 for 1. On, and yeah, just on it. So either or. It's a guide. It's only a guide. I'd see. Some umpires we've seen give that a wide. Haven't we? To be fair.
Well, for me, it's about the consistency in the call. That's crucial.
Well, as you know, us humans aren't that consistent, and it's all very subjective.
So that's a good call. Once Jacqueline Williams, the umpire, continues to call it consistently in that manner, in that fashion.
Dear. Yes, let's get going. So now we've got Kirby. And into the attack here. Once again, Tasha McLean standing up. A few dot balls are late, and of course we've also just had the wicket. Valialine. This is the captain who's got a fresh batting grip. Life more pleasant for her, and she'll want to hang around as her opposite did. I just showed you a little package. 59 from 62. Clearly Matthews needs to do something similar. So well and truly only halfway into the power play pretty much. And we've got long on and we've got mid-wicket on the fence. The only two allowed out. Cooper, she'll want a few sighters, understandably so. So 85 is the target from 99. All seems very easy, but that's inside the trend line, Darren.
You're wearing your specs, Danny Morrison. You're seeing well. Good on you.
A couple of times they've fallen out of the box here at Warren, haven't they? A bit of fun with those over the years, throwing them out the window. Trying to hand them to players. This is a nice little line and link. So Cooper just being prepared to be watched on just check out the pitch.
And Deandra Dotting wouldn't mind this at all because pressure is building. That run rate will dip with every single dot delivery.
On to go. Can she finish well here, Kirby? Oh, big shout and it going crazy. Yeah, look at McLean go. She's doing an Imrantar here. Gone for a big victory lap. High fives all round. And another one down here for the Royals.
This is another very important wicket because it will just apply a little more pressure on this captain on the screen, Hayley Matthews, standing on the other end. And it's another one of her troops dismissed. Dismissed after 4 dot deliveries in and over. And the process of wicket taking on show. Nice piece of celebration as well. Cooper goes without scoring, 16 for 2.
Incoming batter, Chloe Trial, 16 for 2.
The Cooper's gone for a duck. This brings in Chloe Tryon, another of the star gun players from South Africa here in this Massy Women's CPL. We have to say the two best batters are now out in the middle for the Royals. And there's a cultured outside edge. Jensen with that little bit of nibbly medium pace. And it goes into the boundary now.
Nice and educated edge, Danny Morrison. First boundary of the innings. Is this a shift in momentum for the Barbados Royals? Great to see Hayley Matthews still with that confidence and intent to score, despite having lost 2 wickets from the other end.
The rueful smile of a bowler. Genuine ledge, but no slip in place. And try and alert to it, and her call it behind the wicket. Let's tuck one around the corner and let's rotate it, please. And Chloe's there. Yeah, mentioned Darren Ganger. The 4 dots on the trot created some pressure, and she felt she had to go for it.
And another good catch by Natasha McLean.
Is that like Nixon McLean?
Yes.
Nixon, I remember Nixon McLean?
McLean. McNamara?
Or you see, the naughtiness, I know where you're going with this. It's McLean Park in New Zealand. McLean Park, Napier. Ooh, yes, hello, watch that. It's a lovely length. It's a beautiful nibbly length. It's probing in there and thereabouts. And batters think they can drive that, but on this surface, it just bounces a little. Look at this. Yeah, just that little bit of extra bounce, I reckon, with a new ball and given the conditions. So Tryon is yet to get underway here. Yeah, hit it too well. She's been in good touch. It's, Chloe Tryon is key, clearly key here for the Royals, batting with her skipper. It's a very long ball. That's why mid-wickets come a lot straighter on the fence and a long on, the 2 out. It's a real go-to for her, that long on and mid-wicket straight. This time it's nice and crisp, but still can't pierce the offside.
Critical moment in the match. These two at the crease, quite capable of chasing these remaining runs. 80 required from 91.
Bowled. Yeah, it's been a pretty good over indeed. 5 from it. 5 done. And it's 21 for 2 now.
Well, this first ever Massy Women's CPL final, poised beautifully at the minute. The 2 big guns for the Royals at the crease. Very skillful veteran bowler Anisa Mohammed with ball in hand. Exciting times. Stacey Ann King.
Hello, Alex Jordan. A very experienced bowler, Anisa Mohammed. And a good option to use as well for Deandra Dutton. We saw Hayley Matthews, well, she had a number of spin options in which she used. Deandra Dutton now has Anisa Mohammed, Sunilis and Shanita Grimmond. So 4 options for Hayley Matthews, but now 3 options for Deandra Dutton.
Nisa. Kadali into mid-off. interesting times. You wouldn't expect Royals to be in too much of a panic just yet. Still under a run of ball. But clearly this partnership very important for them.
And these two in the previous game had more or less taken away that match with their innings. So they will pose a threat. Yeah, she'll have to bowl that over, but they will pose a threat because they are two power hitters. Hayley Matthews will play through the off, she'll play around. Chloe Tryon, on the other hand, will be more aggressive.
A lot on the line here today for both of these teams. 24 for 1 the Knight Riders were at this stage. Royals 25 for 2. It'll be interesting to see the kind of innings we see from Chloe Tryon. We saw in the last game out Hayley Matthews having a word with her in the middle, telling her to pipe down a little bit, not be too aggressive too early. Clearly it's her nature.
Yeah, she's worked really hard on her fitness.
Wide ball. Big appeal.
How is that?
Anisa Muhammad loves it. I think looks like they've reviewed it. Should see a signal here. Review. What did you make of it, Stacey Ann King? All right, well, they'll go upstairs for the review. Front foot check, good.
They're lined 2 wicket to wicket. The appeal was for that LBW because just look at where Hayley Matthews' front foot is. Just need ultra edge to see if any back was involved.
Could be outside the line, maybe. You can understand Nisa Muhammad's excitement.
And you can understand TKR's decision to take that review.
Is that spike coming from bat or pad? Bat for sure. Looks very close to the bat.
Just there you see the impression on the part. But bat and pad are pretty close.
It's Hayley Matthews, the wicket of the captain. Lots of tension around the ground. Looks like that's the best view we have. The third umpire, Maria Abbott, believes there is bat involved, thinks there's a little tickle. Not out. And the Trinbago Knight Riders lose the review there.
Yeah, but it was really close, and you can see why, or understand why Deandra Dutton will choose to review that decision.
6 gone, 28 for 2.
6 overs going. Matthew 12, trial 2. Barbados Warriors chasing 101 for victory, and the umpire has just signaled the end of the power play. Haley Johnson will go for third over.
Safe Haley Matthews, captain on 12, but it was a close one.
It was a close call. Pitched outside that off stump line.
So not out no matter what. Haley Jensen again, impactful already. Really enjoying it here in the Caribbean, looking forward to staying on and playing the Kiwi side. Very strong wind out there. I don't know if you can really tell, but of course coming from the opposite direction, coming from the Lozak Road end to the commentary end. It's strong and in a different direction from what the players are used to.
Just ensuring that she has feelers in the right position. Haley Jensen. Kudali moves from fine leg and comes into short mid-wicket.
Straight down the ground. Yeah, lots of experience out there in the middle, isn't there, Stacey Yanking, between these two batters. So far, a pretty measured chase from both of them.
You can just look at Haley Jensen trying to open the palms of her hand to guide it onto the stumps.
Nicely cut. Just the single, well fielded.
Kanisha Isaac out in the deep. Another medium pace option for Deandra Dutton.
Just breezing along at a 4.7 run rate here, required 5.19, so reasonably comfortable.
None, 5.
Just missed it, Deandra Dutton. I hope she hasn't hurt herself in that dive collected by Kirby. Looked like she fell a little awkwardly there.
Yeah, pretty much a tough cookie. Probably just stayed down because she knows that she had held on to that. Could have executed a run out.
7 gone, 32 for 2.
got lots of wonderful atmosphere in the stands, particularly because the entire men's team, the Trinbago Knight Riders, are here, and they've been led by their captain, and I say their captain in a very meaningful way, the CEO of Knight Riders, Venki Mysore. Wonderful to have the boys here supporting the girls. It just means so much to them on the field.
Oh, absolutely. I just had to suggest to them, and even before I suggested, it was actually Puran's idea. And immediately, everybody was most forthcoming, and they all showed up in red, in the colors, to support the women's team. So really proud of the fact. And the whole marketing campaign this year is "We Are TKR," and this is a reflection of that.
But overall, yourself, I've known you for long enough and seen you as a people person. I mean, you've got a busy enough schedule, and now you have another franchise, as it were, to look after with the girls, and it's important to them.
No, it's important to us as well, and it's been fascinating to see over the last couple of years the growth of women's cricket, and I enjoy watching it. I think a lot of people enjoy watching it, just the skills on display and the spirit and how competitive the games are. So we're delighted to be part of it.
What does it mean to the tournament itself? I mean, the Massy Women's CPL this time in its first edition, we had them participate in the 60 overall for women's cricket in this region, but globally as well, because it was maybe Australia who led the way.
No, I think it's just a reflection of the kind of talent that's available, and it was high time that this type of a platform was provided. So it means not just to this region, like you rightly put it, I think to the cricketing fraternity around the world. And so I hope that we start seeing a lot more of these types of platforms being provided, and a lot of talent is coming through. So we are really excited to be part of it.
I think that's the bit I wanted to touch upon to finish with, because we are seeing some of the young girls. You of course have the world boss leading your team, and you've got some bosses behind you. Yeah. But among the younger players coming through, what a platform this is to showcase themselves live on global television. Right on cue.
Big wicket. Big wicket.
That's a stumping. Anisa Mohammed, well, she's been fantastic, and she's been rewarded here with the wicket of Chloe Tryon.
Yeah, and so has Natasha McLean. This is her third stumping, the third wicket to fall for TKR, and the third stumping by Natasha McLean. Yeah, she held on, but made sure that that ball was situated in her glove when she broke the stumps. And Isa Mohammed gets that breakthrough that TKR needed. And Chloe Tryon just waiting to have a look, but it was given out. Tryon isn't sure, but she's been given out, and she goes for 7. Royals 36 for 3.
All right, well, good decision from Jackie Williams. There's a little bit of controversy. Hayley Matthews was not convinced.
The line belongs to the umpires. That is out. Any confirmation, this should be it.
Arms folded, tells the whole story there. Complaining must stop. Tryon back in the dugout. Hayley Matthews. Chanel Henry now as the new batter. Well, it was good to hear from Venki Mysore. Trinbago Knight Riders, of course, the men, the most successful franchise in CPL history. And they're all here in their numbers and colours, urging on their women this afternoon.
Oi!
5 off the over and a very important wicket. The Royals now 37 for 3.
Yeah, this was the wicket, the controversial wicket of Chloe Tryon. Tried to push back, but again, spike stuck just before the line.
Yeah, that view gives us a much better look, doesn't it, Stacey Ann?
Yes, it does. Well done from Natasha McLean.
So 3 wickets down for the Royals. The run rate has dipped a bit. The required rate has raised a bit. Knight Riders at this stage with 35 for 1. The Royals 37 for 3. This is always going to be intriguing, wasn't it? 2 good teams, the 2 best teams in the competition facing each other. Big game day, and it's big game day pressure.
And it comes down to who can hold their nerve. Barbados Royals would have won that 60 competition. Trinbago Knight Riders, they know that there's an opportunity here. Just look how close those worms are at the same stage.
Quick single. These are the fine margins that distinguish between a W and an L.
Who wants it more?
Yeah, Natasha McLean's been all over this game. Couple of good stumpings, very vocal. Didn't come off with the bat today. But she's been brilliant behind the stumps. Shot.
And skipper Hayley Matthews is still there, and that's important for Royals.
They've lost more wickets than they would have liked to at this stage, Stacey. I wonder what the thinking will be out there. Another wide. They don't need that. Eight wides so far for the innings.
Yeah, you mentioned those wickets. TKR would have lost wickets after that power play. They got a good start and then lose a couple wickets that really pegged things back.
That's a good shot. Split the fielders. There'll be a couple of runs here.
You can just see Anisa Mohammed running to Sunelis just to have a conversation with her. I think that line is just a bit too wide for Chanel Henry. Needs to bowl a bit tighter. That 4th stump and go beyond it.
Lots of discussion on field. A little word between Matthews and Henry there as well. Swept away. Good shot. Fielder couldn't quite hold on to it. Another couple of runs. 7 off the over after 9. The Royals 44 for 3. early wickets for the Trinbago Knight Riders. Natasha McLean has been excellent.
Good to see some good wicket keeping from McLean. This was Brittany Cooper after a couple dot balls, so pressure building, and then this wonderful stumping. And she's totally in this game. She only scored 3 runs off the bat, but she's here, Natasha McLean.
Fantastic celebrations as well. Jubilation. Just the single. Found the fielder. And Anisa Mohammed make another breakthrough here.
That's the line that Anisa would have wanted Sunalis to be bowling. But you can't give it away. You can't pass you. You've got to stop that.
That one stopped. Nelia Glasgow managed to cut that one off. Couple of dot balls on the trot.
Janila Glasgow again in the field. Usually we see her in the deep. She's normally one of those boundary riders.
Tidy over from Mohammed, just 3 off it. And at the halfway mark, the Royals are 47 for 3. Time for a drink for everyone.
Barbados Royals 47 for 3 at the halfway mark of their innings. Wicket for Jensen, Kirby, Sune Lees yet to get into the wickets column. Anisa Mohammed has picked up one, and she bowled beautifully. The setup of Chloe Tryon was quite crafty, taking her wide of the off stump, and then straightening up the line and pulling back the length. So having her reaching for it, but then you expect someone of Anissa's experience to come up with those sorts of contributions, but more still needed from the Knight Riders' point of view. And the Royals will say Hayley Matthews is still there. There's Kiana Joseph to come if needed for the Royals. Chanel Henry is going along at a better pace, and the TKR men's team showing their support to the women's group. That is such a wonderful thing to see, and Danny Morrison actually dressed up in one of those costumes a few years ago in the grass banks.
I remember it well, Bish. It was 2015 here, and had a wonderful time meeting the chaps from the Masquerade Dancing Corps. What a ball. There's Elise, yeah, let's see if she can weave a bit. She's got appreciably darker just now, and I think they're looking out for our commentary position. Off into the ocean there. Looks like it's raining quite solidly. Yeah, I like your narrative where you're going there in terms of Anisha Mohammed. And showing us smarts and craft about dragging a player wider, and it was huge in that it was Chloe Tryon. Spinners, you say, just suck you in a little bit, just drift you there. Come on, you can keep coming wider for me, and then you bowl a different delivery, different line, and you've been set up rather nicely. Here we go, you're kidding. There it is, straight after a drinks break, once again in T20. Crucial moment in this final.
Leg spinners love this sort of dismissal. She was outside the off stump to Chanel Henry, and then she straightened her line. Lovely contribution from Sunelise. Safe catch, and the spinners continue to make an impact here at Warner. Chanel Henry goes for 7, 48 for 4. Corey, very cool. Well, let's reflect on this wicket again.
Well, classic really. You're just touching on you both and I, Bish, in terms of the setup for spinners who have dragged players wider, given the width, and then go straighter. Just shows you once again the deception from the spinners. Really, Kartik, he'd be salivating if he was here. So an easy catch for Kadali in the end, but just goes to show you what bowlers will set up and try and do. And for Lees, outstanding. And yeah, the lovely scene there for Anisha Mohammed, because she did exactly the same thing. She'd set up Chloe Tryon, and now Lees has done the same. Another big moment in this final.
Leg spin to Kiana Joseph. Bounce. 49 for 4, 11 gone. pensive dugout at the moment. 49-4. The asking rate is creeping up towards a runner ball. 52 required from 54. 4 wickets down though. Royals behind by 5 on the Duckworth-Lewis as we observe the overhead conditions. You mentioned a while ago it's gone dark. Fingers crossed there won't be any inclement weather. Anita Gramond, first over was a little indifferent, but she's been bowling well all tournament.
He's just started a fraction short when I was on at the start here, Bish, with Darren Ganga. Just a fraction short. Let's see how she goes here, coming back.
Cannot believe she missed that. It was one of the most indifferent deliveries you'll ever come across.
Gotta laugh about it, gotta have fun with it. It's the sucker ball. It's the one just back end of a length and it dies on you. Almost a gazunda. It's more like it with a bit of flight. Because she gets bounced as Gramont. She gets that flight right and just gives it just enough of a tweak. It should go off the straight, no doubt, but here she'll prefer this. This will be right up Gramont's avenue because it's against the left-handed Joseph, Kiana Joseph, a lefty, and this will be perfect for Gramont to get that one to rip, go past that outside edge. Slipper's going to be in. Then that's the skipper herself. Leandra Dawson just tweaking the field with the left-hander on.
Kiana played well in that last game to get her team across the line. She got 30 off 19 deliveries. Hit 2 sixes and looks to go hard down the ground when she gets that length. Long on, long off. Given width this time and goes square. Anisa Mohammed does well, and they're coming back for 3. And they get there. Right before, no overthrows.
Yeah, well, they get there because the skipper was coming back. And is very quick between the sticks. It's Hayley Matthews, but yeah, again, just a fraction short. Start of this over, and she was at the beginning of the run chase. Anissa does well, flicks back. Is it Isaac there? Getting it in. Dear Mercy, a full toss. So a little indifferent in terms of served up, but only going for 4. 53 for 4.
Runner ball needed. Kiana Joseph has been outstanding all across this tournament with bat and ball on strike. But gone this time, a soft cotton ball. But Sune Elise in the action again. Full toss, hit right back at her.
Wow, and suddenly half the side are out of the Royals. And there's still 48 to get from 47. Massive moment in this final. Eyes lit up, and then suddenly it's the toe of the blade from a low full toss. Not going to drop this, Sune Elise. And the power powerful Joseph has to go. Garner Joseph, in, out, Gonski, gone for 3, and the Royals are 53 for 5 here.
Bernice Boyce. I saw her opening the batting. I think she was run out of the first ball of the Sky X60 competition. A chance to try to forge a partnership with a captain who's batting with great determination, if not always great timing. Lovely loop, lovely line, encouraging the closing of the bat face and getting the leading edge.
Yeah, just dipped enough on it, didn't it? And you mentioned the overspinning there, Bish. The break there, I just think, yeah, look at this. Yes, it might have been a full toss. But I think in terms of what her plan was and her strategy was to get it above the eye line. And it was a bit of a bonus that it suddenly dipped on her. But hey, you take those. Oof. A cracker. Uh-oh. Safe. Well, Boise's out there. Give it a bash. In terms of Bernice Boyce, keeper. Soon Natasha McLean in the thick of it in the game with TKR. Can Bernice Boyce make a difference here, hanging with the captain at the other end? That last one, it just shows you the balance and the class of Matthews, and just waiting for it, and the patience to wait, and then just lean on it and ease it for one down a long on. Oh, Bernice, like it. We've had 13 and the Royals are 56 for 5 here.
45 required from 42, but the captain of the Barbados Royals is still there, and she's a class player, already doing good work with the ball today, Hayley Matthews, and she's seen her opposite number, Deandra Dutton, score the first 50 of this tournament. Can she follow through? 22 not out from 33. Vermont hasn't been landing it as she would like. Long off comes up to mid off.
Oh yes.
We're going about opportunities, lots of walks of life, but here's one now for Boyce. You have the discipline, the patience, and the nerve just to hang in enough and work it around and clearly give the strike, the lion's share of it, back to Hayley Matthews, who's only going at 66, 22 from 33, but rotation is key.
Taken. Safe hands. Kanisha Isaac, whose ground feeling has been outstanding across this inning so far, shows her catching ability. The support of the men's team very apparent here at Warner.
Tremendous scenes here for TKR. It's the flight. It landed this one better. Ian Bishop's been asking for this. That is a good catch. Yeah, Leanne Kirby, get in the thick of it. Celebration City here at Warner. Dotton loving it. Everyone comes scrambling in. So Renee's Boyce couldn't. She's gone for just a brace, and the Royals lose their 6th at 56.
Just one, Kyle. Lego.
Matthews is pushing hard. Only one. Lisa Mohammed backing up well, and she has an important over to come. And look at that wicket again. It's a good catch. Safe hand.
Yeah, went high and went deep. Isaac, yeah, great technique. The reverse cup, fingers high above the head, pointing to the heavens. And then everyone can celebrate. So now we've got Snigna Paul to join the skipper out there. So we've got a lefty.
Good shot from Hayley Matthews. Easy power and 4. A Massy great shot. 62 for 6.
Now just showing a class. Again, just fractionally short here from Grimmett. Inventive, right back in the box here. There are stumps. And placed it right where she wanted to. Backward a square for 4. And again, this game is so often about patience and picking the right moment to go, when to launch. And any given bowler from what end, given the breeze, we mentioned the breeze, whether it's the normal prevailing one from the eastern side, but now it's a swap round. It's coming over the top of the Lozak Road and the stands from there, here at Warner. So now we're going to have another one from Sunelise, the last. Good turn, just to straighten. Needed to be a direct hit. Snigna Paul just had to get a little wriggle on towards the end there. But it's good. From the Royals' perspective, they've got a left-hander in, and she realises she just doesn't need to put her head down and rev it into 5th gear. No damage done in the end, and the important key thing here is that Matthews has got the strike back early in the over.
She's kind of feeling the need to play with more intent now, Hayley Matthews.
Again, top marks to the bowler. At least just saying, go on then, I dare you. Have a go at this. Reminds me of shades of Shane Warne when he used to give it a rip and goes, go on then, have a lick. And again, she's played this smart. It'll only be one, field set accordingly. But it is tempting for Hayley Matthews to go with the breeze. She's actually hitting with the breeze today here at Warner, going back towards the swimming pool over long off. You've got to be so precise, given that they're 6 down now, and they still need 37 from 33 to the Royals if they want to get their hands on the trophy.
16-year-old Snigna Paul, born in Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh, but representing the United States women. Doing the right thing, getting those singles, going at a runner ball. As soon as she gets on strike, she gets off.
You've mentioned it, Bish, so have our other colleagues. Great scene here with the TKR men's, all here, the squad. The whole squad here. Oh, good connection. A little misfield. Oh, Haley going to be quick. And luckily the throw wasn't over by the sticks. Would have been interesting if it was a really good throw.
It's one of the times that Hayley Matthews has actually turned blind. We complimented her running in the last game, but she turned with her back to the direction that the ball went when she touched down at the other end, unless she was absolutely sure. But I think you want to do better, because a more powerful throw could have been dangerous. 5 off the over. That's it for Sune Luce. 2 for 17 off 4. 67 for 6.
This final unfolding nicely. 34 from 30 required now. President of Cricket West Indies, Mr. Ricky Skerritt, on screen. Lives in this part of the world, St. Kitts and Nevis. Part of this entire planning, and I'm sure he will be a pleased man to see this Massy Women's CPL unfolding and the final happening at the moment. Of course, very vocal about his cricket first policy, and that used by Cricket West Indies. Afternoon, Stacey Ann King. Can we predict which team is going to prevail? Cut in the gap. Nice single taken.
Afternoon, Darren Ganga. Still very close for either team, but Hayley Matthews is still there. 30 of 39. If she plays an innings like Deandra Dutton, she might just see her team over this.
After drive taking more and more control, that scoring rate increasing for the Barbados Royals, and good cricket all round. Diving stop, sliding stop, Hayley Jensen.
All those matter. Saved 2 runs.
More runs.
From a Knight Riders perspective, getting Snigna Paul on strike and just putting pressure on her, building dots, might be a good idea.
Rain coming down. Of course, we've been tracking the Duckwood Lewis Stern score. Royals behind by 6 and might be a lot more. Another wicket. Grimmon with a second. A smart catch by Anisa Mohammed. And the partnership broken.
Yeah, again, Anisa Mohammed in that backward point region. You want your best fielders there. And she won't drop that. Bowled by Shanita Grimmon. I think the Paul goes for 4. Barbados Royals 71 for 7.
Further 30 words is from 25.
Barbados Royals behind by 10 runs. How could Lewis Stern pass score 81, score 71 for 7. Time now for Afi Fletcher. Just nearly sneaked through first delivery. 16 overs gone, 71 for 7.
Yeah, another 34 needed off 24. This was the wicket of Nigna Paul, Port Anissa Mohammed, bowled Shanita Grimmon. Means that Duckworth Lewis will just go higher once you lose wickets. So a good time to take a wicket for TKR.
And importantly, Stacey Ann King, 2 bowlers already completing their quota of 4. Janita Grimmon, 2 for 22 in her 4. Sunelise, 2 for 17 in her 4. So options available for Deandra Dutton, Anissa Mohammed, and Hayley Jensen into her last over.
It's interesting that Leanne Kirby has only bowled 1 over, 1 run, 1 wicket. So another option for Deandra.
Right, Hayley Matthews, what's she thinking now? In the gap, firmly struck, more than a run a ball required. She does well to get a couple of runs and more importantly keep strike.
Yeah, good running.
Coach of the Trinbago Knight Riders to the right of screen, Robert Samuels. Manager to the left, assistant coach Marissa Aguilera. Very good hand. Very good hand from the captain, Deandra Dutton, saving a run surely.
Even Aaron, that looks like it was just saving 4. That's a big dive to her left. We've seen her done this a lot, Deandra, in that region. Court going in the opposite direction, had to put in that dive. Again, good awareness from Hayley Matthews as well. She knows that offside was vacant for her.
Yeah, Stacey Ann King, to what extent should Hayley Matthews trust Afi Fletcher as a partner and the number of balls per over? And looks adjacent, loud appeal, and belatedly that finger goes up. They do have reviews, the Royals, and the review is taken.
Umpire Jacqueline Williams took an extra time, an extra moment just to ensure that she's making the right decision. In the end, her signal is out. But Afi Fletcher believes that it might have pitched out. Not TKR. The appeal said it all.
Well, we go through the process, check the legality of the delivery. No objections there. Ultra Edge will confirm if there was bat on this one.
It stayed pretty low as well.
Difficult to tell from the angle. As the ball passes back, no indication that the ball made contact. That means that ball tracking will confirm this decision, and it's confirmed. All 4 reds, a very good decision once again by umpire Jacqueline Williams. And we'll confirm the inevitable. Afi Fletcher goes without scoring, 74 for 8. Vice captain of the Barbados Royals team, Shakira Selman. Quite impressive with the ball. Can she impress with the bat?
Yeah, this was Afi Fletcher's dismissal. An extended appeal from Haley Jensen. Natasha McLean got in on the action as well.
Straight away off the mark. Exactly what the pair has to do. Turn the strike over and if possible allow Hayley Matthews to take more of the strike.
Shakira Selman, she's quite capable with the bat and she's pretty quick running between the wickets as well. Fatima Sana would have missed out in today's game because of that blow she got in the previous game.
Required rate 7.8. Cut firmly. Will not have the legs to go into the boundary line. They might just run 3. Shakira Selman turning blind. Ian Bishop has been on discussing the running between the wickets.
Once you give her width, and she knows that could have been a wide Hayley Matthews if she had left it, but she also knows that she can pick up at least 2 or 3 because of that heavy inner ring circle with fielders. Once she gets through there, that's runs. She got 3 for that shot.
Only 3 from 19. Change in the field now to Shakira Selman. There is a deep fine leg, there is a square leg, a deep mid wicket, a long on, offside fielders all within the 30-yard circle, and she goes with a straight line as expected. Concedes a single, no strike to Hayley Matthews. End of the 17th, 79 for 8. Both wombs quite close to each other. A few decisions for Deandra Dotting to make in terms of her bowlers. Which 3 bowlers will she use, or will she take things into her own hands? Yep, as we've often seen in crunch situations, not afraid to show that courage and belief in her own ability with the ball. Come on, Stacey Ann King, I want to get your perspective on this.
Well, no surprise, to be honest, Darren. And the reason being, Shakira Selman called for her helmet right away. What Deandra will try to do is bowl short at Selman. No pace bowlers, they like to offer up short balls, but they don't like facing it.
Yeah, the field suggests exactly that. There is a deep fine leg. There is a fielder who is in front of square, leg side. There's a deep third as well. So straight away, Shakira Selman will be thinking short ball. And they sneak a bye. And this is brilliant from Hayley Matthews. The awareness, the communication.
Yeah, first time McLean has actually erred.
Extras 9 at the moment. 8 wides and a bye. Happy to take the single, Hayley Matthews. That's the trust she has in her vice captain, Shakira Salmon.
Yeah, and it's not a bad option, because what you don't want is to wait on a boundary ball. You want to just keep rotating, keep knocking off this 20 runs one by one.
Oh, it's a run-up. A reflection of the intensity of the situation. 20 required from 16 balls.
Yeah, she was struggling while she was batting Deandra Dutton. Oh, with ball in hand. Missing her run-up this time around, but again, taking a lot out of her.
Gone full. And they get a single. So taking the risk to rotate strike. Of course, there was a bye in the over, so far so good.
Someone drove this delivery. Dutton dived to try and stop it, misfielded, but Hayley Matthews had to run and put in that dive to get in.
Haven't really seen a bouncer from Deandra Dutton just yet. She goes full. And a rare blunder in the field allows for another boundary. Hayley Jensen, the guilty party, not opportune for the Trinbago Knight Riders.
Well, that just brings things almost a run a ball, but again, good from Hayley Matthews. Got into that gap. Previously, Hayley Johnson would have fielded a couple of these. And this time, a mess of it.
Just found herself in an awkward position trying to stop that one, Hayley Jensen. She was on the move. Brilliant Yorker. Good response from Deandra Dutton. It's not easy for a bowler to come in the 18th over and bowl your first over of the innings.
Yeah, after batting for 18 overs, 19 overs as well. But similarly, you're seeing a repeat from Hayley Matthews to what Deandra Dutton did.
Captains leading with the bat. Matthews 44 from 47, still there. And she gets another single off the last ball. She will take two.
And there was the chance of the run out. Deandra Dutton didn't collect the ball cleanly. It's all happening here at Warner Park. 9 runs from the over. A definite miss by the Knight Riders. All 8s at the moment.
Yeah, it all comes down to who can hold their nerve. Good throw from Jensen. Yeah, that would have been tatters. And for Shakira Salmon, spilled it, Deandra.
Well, not the best of phases for the Trinbago Knight Riders. There was a blunder in the field. Deandra Dutton giving it her all, taking the ball, bowling that 18th over. Missed that opportunity to get the wicket of Shakira Salmon via the run-out route. And now a little more pressure on the TKRs in the remaining 2 overs. 13 required from 12 balls, so what a great urgency for Hayley Matthews and Shakira Salmon to strike boundaries.
7 bowlers used for TKR. Anisa Mohammed still has 1. Ian Kirby has 3. Udali has only bowled 1 for 6. Hayley Jensen has bowled out. Shanita Grimman has completed, and so has Sunalis.
And it's going on to the wire. How fitting for the first ever Massy Women's CPL. Not appeal, but Shakira Salmon was way down the track. No expectation from the umpire to decide on that appeal. Brings Matthews on strike. Will she take a chance and go after Anisa Mohammed?
Yeah, good ball, but Shakira Salmon was already advancing.
Deep mid wicket, long on. There is a sweeper offside. Usually teams will try to score as many runs as possible in the penultimate over, not leave it for too late. That's what she does. But she finds the fielder. Is this the game? Is this the game? The captain, Hayley Matthews, mistiming this one. And it's Anisa Mohammed that brings the prize wicket of the Barbados Royals captain.
Yeah, and the TKR boys are just liking this breakthrough from Anisa Mohammed. Yeah, Matthews got under it but didn't get under it enough. Could only hold out to Janella Glasgow. And that breakthrough, just look what it means to Natasha McLean. And look what it means to Hayley Matthews as well. She'll be disappointed. She did all the hard work. She opened the innings and scored 46 from 49. Barbados Royals 89 for 9.
Just means 1 week or the 9 week that 12
Mandy Mangru, new batter, last wicket for the Royals, so the game hangs in the balance. 12 required from 10 deliveries. Already we've seen heroics from the Trinbago Knight Riders. At the moment, of course,
an advantage for Trinbago Knight Riders, and more so because of this dismissal.
Yeah, didn't get under it enough, Hayley Matthews, and she'll be disappointed because she's done all the hard work. Yeah, she knows it.
Cry of frustration from the Barbados Royals captain. Bowling, that's the game. That's the final wicket. Anisa Mohammed, how fitting for her to take the last wicket. And it's wild celebrations all around. What a match we've seen. When you just felt Hayley Matthews, the captain of Barbados Royals, had this one in the bag, well, it swung differently. Disappointment for the Royals. Mandy Mangru losing her wicket. But celebrations for the Knight Riders, because they will have the chance to lift the first ever Massy Women's Caribbean Premier League trophy. The leading wicket taker in T20 Internationals history closes the game out for the Knight Riders. Scare thought for Barbados Royals. Hayley Matthews, and it will be Deandra Dotting and her troops to celebrate this victory tonight.
Yeah, historic for Trinbago Knight Riders. They lost the 60 to Barbados Royals. So winning this title means a bit more to them. The Massy Women's CPL title. They've gone, they've done their homework, and they are the Trinbago Knight Riders men on the field, just congratulating their female team. Yeah, Mandy Mangru, you've got to feel it for her. She hasn't batted very much in this women's CPL or the 60. But all celebrations to Deandra Dutton and the way she led her team.
Well, let's hear what the vibe
Natasha.
is. Ian Bishop, where are you?
I'm down here with Natasha McLean. Natasha, what does this feel like?
It feels very good. This was our aim to go out there and get this championship. We work together as a team, and we are well deserving of it.
Your work behind the stumps today, continually high. What were the challenges of keeping on a pitch that was turning so much?
Well, I just go out there and just be me and normal. I just go out there and just get behind those balls. Once they pass, I just know that I am in line with it.
And your captain, Deandra Dutton, runs important runs today. Your thoughts on her?
Yeah, she's always been phenomenal, class player. And today she come out for us, so we just want to thank her as well. And together, we did it.
Celebrate well.
Thank you, man.
Two overseas players here, Sunilus and Hayley Jensen. What do you guys make of this scenario? I'll go here first.
Yeah, it's awesome. I mean, Deandra, she led from the front. She's such an inspirational leader. So we're happy that we could do this for her, even though she wasn't feeling 100.
Unparalleled Caribbean joy here.
No, it's amazing. I think it's going to be a lot of celebrations tonight.
In terms of operating on this playing surface here today, what were the keys?
I think just change of pace and spin worked awesome, and I think I got a few to turn as well. So yeah, it was really good. Change of pace, wicket to wicket.
And for you?
Yeah, no, I think it was key for us to bowl between our paces and spin bowlers. I think Deandra did change of bowlers very well, and she batted awesome to give us that total to go and defend.
Yeah, I just want to go back to that 100 runs. At the halfway mark, did you think that's enough?
Yeah, we've always got confidence in our team. I mean, Deandra did so well playing on a difficult wicket, and we knew that it was going to do a bit, so we always had confidence we can defend anything.
All the best to you, and thank you very much, and celebrate well.
Thank you.
Anisa Mohammed is here. This is one that we will enjoy. Anisa, you've achieved so much. What are your thoughts on this experience?
It's been an amazing experience so far. I think I've learned quite a lot over the years, and I'm just happy that I was able to bring that experience to today's game.
All right, and just from your own perspective and bowling so late in the innings, do you cherish these things?
Yeah, over the years I've tried to learn to bowl in different stages of the game, and I said to the skipper, whatever you need from me today, I'm ready.
Is there more energy there because you've made it openly known that you're taking a break from the international scene? How does that energy give you, and for the young girls in your group, what were the learnings?
Yeah, I'm really happy for my performance in this tournament. I think I've had quite a long career, and I think it's just time that I need a little time off, work on a couple of niggles that I have, and you never know, I might be back before the 6 months, who knows.
And the teachings for some of the younger group?
Yeah, I have been talking to quite a number of our young players. Some of them are a bit sad that I'm leaving for 6 months, but I'll still be in contact with all of them and try to help as much as I can.
I'm sure that everyone is sad that you're leaving for a while. Just give me your thoughts on the captain.
Deandra, wow, she's a match winner for us. She went out there and batted for us. At the start of the game, I said to her, Skip, you need to lead the ship home. Once you are there, the confidence is high in the dugout. And I think she really played well today. And even with the ball, she was struggling a bit, but she came out there and she did what the team needed of her.
All TKR fans and Anisa Mohammed fans are very proud of you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
A famed moment, surely. Anisa Mohammed picking up the last wicket and sparking the celebrations. TKR champions of the inaugural Massy Women's CPL. Emotions all around, spare thought for the Barbados Royals team, their players, and overall winners, all participating in this very historic tournament. And this is how this final started. Trinbago Knight Riders batting first, got to an even 100 for 7, thanks mainly to their captain Deandra Dutton, who played a brilliant knock, 59 from 62, navigating the innings and giving her team a real chance, and eventually with the opportunity to lift the title.
And Hayley Matthews leading from the front during that TKR's innings. Picked up 3 for 22 of her 4. Wicket apiece for Kiana Joseph, Afi Fletcher, Chloe Tryon, and Shakira Salmon. Let's look at that extras. 10 extras, and they fell short by 10.
Real collective effort with the ball. Great decision making by Deandra Dutton, the captain, Barbados Royals. They relied heavily on their captain, Hayley Matthews, to get them over the line. She was so close to achieving that. No other player on that list getting into double figures, and it's the first time in a women's T20 that the side has been bowled out. Those are the bowlers used by Deandra Dutton. 3 wickets. Anisa Mohammed, 3 for 16. Closing the innings out, Sonalise also contributed handsomely with her leg spin, 2 for 17. Hayley Jensen picked up 2, and so too Shanita Grimman, 2 for 22. So in summary, this scorecard will be etched in women's cricket history here in the Caribbean. The Knight Riders, they win by 10 runs and secure themselves the championship title. If you missed the action, of course, the run chase needed something special. Knight Riders, they were not going to let up in this all-important final.
Haley Jensen made that early breakthrough. Natasha McLean taking a brilliant catch to start things. And she continued, Natasha McLean. Haley Matthews got a couple boundaries. Then again, Natasha McLean with this third stumping that I think this really changed the momentum of the game. Chanel Henry, after a few shots, just held off to Kodali in short. Fine leg. And then Kiana Joseph caught and bowled by Sunelus. Berenice Boys tried to hammer a couple but held out a magnificent catch by Kanisha Isaac. Haley Matthews got a few loose balls that were punished. Let's take the ball brilliantly caught in point by Anisa Mohammed, and then things started falling down for Barbados Royals. Haley Jensen picking up Nafi Fletcher, and this was the moment that there was a misfeel, and then Haley Matthews trying to just up the ante a bit. Found Janella Glasgow, and you can see that she was very upset. And Anisa Mohammed, well, she was the star of tonight. 3 for 16 off her 3.4 overs. Brilliant stuff.
She performed the final rites, and the celebration started. What a moment for the Knight Riders. So again, a look at this final and what it produced. The Knight Riders getting to 100. You felt that it would be challenging on a pitch that offered a lot for the spinners and the bowlers. Barbados Royals, they persevered, they believed, and it was only in the end the Knight Riders took control and secured a 10-run win to be the champions of the inaugural Massy Women's CPL. So as the rains come down, we're going to take a break and we'll hopefully come back soon.
It's how we play.